I'm Chef Frank, this is Protocooks, and today we're making Con Tomate. Hi guys, I know it's been a few months since we filmed last, but we're back. We're starting to ramp up production, starting to make new videos. We just needed some time off. We were tired. Everyone understands that. Chef Frank, you've already done Con Tomate. Why are you doing it again? And there's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that we looked at the old video. We didn't like the production of it. You know, we were still trying to learn how to do this. And we wanted to do something that had better quality, that we can see the ingredients better. The other reason is it's the end of summer here where I live. And we wanted to highlight some really great produce, which is tomatoes. My good friend Farah, and she has a farming partner. She's been farming with this guy, Jason, for 15 years at Rolling Hill Organic Farm here in Connecticut. She has some beautiful tomatoes. So I wanted to highlight that ingredient at the end of summer as well, because we have really good tomatoes now. And these are heirloom tomatoes. They're absolutely gorgeous. I think it's one of those dishes that is perfect for the end of the summer. Tomatoes are in really good shape. They taste great. It's a quick and easy appetizer to make, especially if you're out on the grill. It's super quick, super easy to make, and I wanted to kind of get more into detail about that. I want to talk about the ingredients. Now, I want you to get the best ingredients you can afford, right? I know that things are expensive, but you have to try and get the best ingredients because this recipe is so simple. It is basically some really nice bread, some really nice tomatoes, garlic, some sea salt, and olive oil. And there's really nothing more. So as a chef, whenever I have an ingredient or I have a recipe in general, I go for the best ingredients possible, best flavors, basically the best I can afford. That being said, I have been known to make this in the wintertime when tomatoes aren't that great. But here's the thing. This dish is just amazing whenever you make it. It's even better if you get great produce, but even if you have tomatoes that are kind of like okay, I still love this dish. So the first thing I want to do is toast my bread. I'm going to use the broiler today. You can use the grill if you want, put it on the grill, but you want to get it nice and crunchy and crispy. So what I'm going to do first is cut my loaf in half, and then in half again. Nice piece of bread here. And then I'm going to go throw this in the oven. And when I put it in the oven, what I'm going to do is I'm not only going to toast this side, I like to toast the back side as well. So I'll put it in the oven, get the back side hot, put it in the oven, and turn it over. And when it's ready, I'll bring it back out. While the bread's toasting, I got myself a really nice tomato. Now, traditionally what happens is that people in Spain will take this tomato, cut it in half, right? And they just take the tomato, and when the bread's done, they rub it on there. I like to get more use out of the tomato, so I take my tomato and I grate it. This pretty much gets all the pulp out of the tomato and leaves the skin. It's a nice juicy tomato. I get more yield out of it, and as a restaurant chef, I was always thinking about, why, I don't want to just waste this tomato, right? So basically, there's all the skin. I can get rid of that. And then I have this beautiful pulp. Let me get this one done too. I put it on the box grater into a bowl, and I get a lot of usage out of the tomato. Now in Spain, they just rub this onto the bread. It's fine if you want to do it like that, but at the end of the day, I feel like I get a lot more yield out of this, and I get some beautiful pulp. And you can do this ahead. That's what I like about this. Right? You don't want to do it like overnight and get this cold, but you can do this ahead, and it's ready to go when your bread's ready to go. So my bread is out of the oven. Look at it, nice and toasty. That's what I want. Now, you could toast it to whatever you want. If you want it lighter, that's fine. But I want it to be nice and crunchy, right? And crispy. So now I have everything I need to make it, which is great. Everything's laid out, ready to go. I have my plate. My bread is toasty. The first thing I want to do is get a clove of garlic. Just peeled garlic, and we rub our bread with it. And it's almost like the bread is grating the garlic. So you can see how it's like kind of getting grated there. You can go as little or as much as you want. I try to make sure I get the edges. I cover everything with that garlic. Now, what's great about this is it's not super overpowering, but it gives you a really great garlic flavor. Make sure you get it all the way up to the edges. Don't be shy with your garlic. And then what I like to do is use a little olive oil at this point. I want my bread to kind of stay crisp. I'm going to use olive oil twice. I put some olive oil on the bread now. And I feel like this puts like a little bit of a raincoat or a little barrier on the bread so it doesn't go soggy right away. Plus, it obviously adds flavor. So a little olive oil now. And then I have my tomato pulp. So look at that. It will separate after a few minutes, but you want to just kind of stir it. And I go end to end with this. I'm not shy. I get as much tomato on there as I possibly can. Spread it around. You know, don't be shy. You want those nice fresh tomato flavors. Oh my gosh. Now, what's funny about this dish is that we make it, and every time we have it, we're so shocked on how darn good it is, right? We keep forgetting how good it is because it's just so good and so simple. It's also a great way to use up leftover bread. You don't want the bread to be too stale, but if it's a little stale, it's not a big deal, right? This will make it delicious, and you can use it again. So there is my tomato. I get my sea salt, and I'm super generous with my sea salt. Don't be shy. I think sea salt is really good flavor. I'm using Maldon, which is the British sea salt. You can use Spanish sea salt as well. I just don't happen to have any. But you want to season this really nice. And then last but not least, another hit of that olive oil on top. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to plate it up. But you want to have it so that you can have a couple of pieces each. I think it looks great. I made a little bit of a mess, but unless you're making a mess when you're cooking, you're not having any fun. So there is my pan con tomate. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna plate it up and we'll give it a taste. Now's my favorite time to taste. I'm gonna get my little piece here and I'm gonna give it a try. Look at that. The tomato soaks in, softens the bread, but it's still got some crunch. I think you can hear it. Listen. Like I said earlier, I always forget how darn good this is. The tomatoes got a little acidity to them. It's salty. It's you got some nice bite from the olive oil. The bread is crunchy and delicious. One thing I like about this dish as well is if you want to make it a little fancier, you want to make it kind of like a little nicer, you can always open up a tin of anchovies. You can put some hard-boiled egg. You can put some jamon iberico on here. And you can pretty much dress it with whatever you want. Personally, I like it plain. I think it's delicious. I'd rather just have this the way it is. You can have this for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But if you got some good tomatoes, you got some good olive oil, and some nice bread, you got to try it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We have merch in the description down below. We have a P.O. box down there as well. The recipe is always in the description, so go check it out if you need it. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank my Patreon sponsors for sticking with us. It's really good to be back. I'm really excited to get more content out there to you. I'm Chef Frank. This is Protocooks. Buenas.